What's up guys, Red here. This is part 3 of Stats and Levels, and in this part we're going to be doing an XP system, a leveling up system, and like the points, so you'll get the points and be able to distribute them into the various stats. So what we want to do is we want to open up service script storage or server script service. Open up data store script, and we're gonna make a we can keep it in base stats actually. We're gonna make a few things, right? We're gonna do max level is equal to, let's set our max level to 100 right now. We're gonna need XP needed is equal to 0 because we're gonna need like this value to compare with that, and I believe that's all we need to get set up. So what we want to do is come down to local XP. I'm gonna make another variable or another number value object. I'm gonna call it XP need is equal to instance.new number value player stats XP need dot name is equal to exp need dot value is equal to base stats dot exp need, right? And we have a max level, which is going to predicate like how what's the word, how many levels we can get to before it like locks. So after that we need to go down below the character edit function. We need to make a while loop. So while waits and do. So now, sorry for the haircut. So after we made like the while loop right here, scroll back up, and under levels we're gonna make another number value. I'm gonna call it points. Actually, I'm gonna put it under XP. This will be where your points are stored. Since that new number value player stats points dot name is equal to points dot value is equal to 0. Now, I guess since everything is there, you know, we can just points is equal to 0, and we could just set it to base stats dot points. Alright, so now we come back down here, right? Alright, so we're gonna do a variable called extra level. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Level, and we're gonna set this to levels dot value, like current value at that point in time. Then we need local, and we're gonna make sure we name this differently. So you see how this is lowercase e and then uppercase n. So what we're gonna do is XP need. So let's just do XP need is equal to. So we're gonna do parentheses, right? And then we're gonna do another set of parentheses. Don't get like tangled up. Then what we want to do is want to take into account, I believe it's extra level dot value times 2, right? Minus 1 times 100. Okay, instead of dot value, since we already set it to level dot value, just do extra level. So let me write like a comment under here so you can understand what this is going to do. So extra level will be our current level, right? 2 will be the interval of how many times 100 will be like multiplied for the next level, like XP need. So like let's say like for this, right? Let's say we're level 1, right? 1 times 2 is 2, minus 1 is 1, times 100 is 100. So our EXP that we'll need for level 1 to go to level 2 is 100. If we're level 2, 2 times 2 is 4, minus 1 is 3, times 100 is 300. And you see how it went from 100 to 300. Think of that as 2 times 100. That's pretty much how it's going. Like it's like it's adding by like 200, if that makes sense. So like let's do another one. 3 times 2 is 6, minus 1 is 5, times 100 is 500. So that'll be level 3's XP need. So base is 100 XP, increases by 200 per level. And you can like increase the size. You can do 1,000 as the first, and then it'll be 3,000 as the next, etc. I'm gonna just do 100 because that's just a lot. And then what we need to do is set exp need dot value is equal to xp need, right? So we need to get that like value, right? And then this is going to be the cap to our leveling, or leveling cap, if you want to call it that. So we can't go above this max level variable, right? And you can always edit the variable when you want to increase the max level to like 200, 1,000, etc. Just change that number, you'll be good. Leveling cap, so you want to do if statement. If level dot value is less than base stats dot max level, then so if we're lower than the max level, then we want to do if, I believe, exp dot value is greater than or equal to exp dot, no, not exp dot, exp needed dot value. Then so this stands for if we have enough XP to level up, right? So if we have enough XP to level up, so we will, level up. So we're gonna increase our level. So increase level by 1, and don't worry if you have like more XP than like needed. This is what this will do to handle that. So if you have like more XP needed, it's just gonna run through it and just add your level again, and make sure you're leveled up to the correct level that you need to be. So we're gonna do level dot value is equal to level dot value plus 1. Then we want to do XP left over. So XP dot value is equal to XP dot value minus XP needed dot value. So XP left over takes XP that is needed to level up, right? So it's taking that, sorry for the weird cut. So it's taking the XP that we need to level up away from the XP that we have, and if we have it like some left over, then it will check and see if we have like, it will set like our current XP value to the XP that we have left over, and then we're gonna add points. So I don't know how many like points you want to do per level. So let's do points dot value is equal to points dot value plus, let's say you want the player to get 15 points per level, then you would just add it by 15. If you want them to get like 100, I don't know why you want 100, but some people do it, then you can give them 100, but I'm gonna just do 15 because that's what I want. Alright, so everything is good. If you need to see it, here you go. Let me just put a comment right here. Current level. That's our current level. Oh wait, it says it right there actually. I'll keep it at the top though, just so y'all. I'm gonna just publish this real quick. And then let's go into the game. What we want to do now is, well, let's not like test it real quick. We want to go to the stats menu, right? Like this, the HUD. We want to find the stats frame, we want to go into which one deals with that. We actually might need to make a script for that. Pretty sure. I think it's player info. Yeah, UI handler. So XP display. So we're gonna need XP needed, right? So local XP need is equal to player stats. Wait for child. XP need, right? Let me just make sure that's the right name. XP need. Okay, it's XP need. Cool. And then we're gonna do exp display dot text is equal to, I believe it's just exp. Yep. So exp concatenate xp dot value concatenate it's uppercase concatenate exp need dot value. So that's how much XP we need, and then we can do like we did with the stamina bar and the health bar. So local XP bar is equal to player info dot exp bar, and I believe it's just that. So we're gonna do exp bar dot size is equal to udime2 dot new, and then we're gonna do parentheses, and then we're gonna do local, not local, xp dot value divided by xp need dot value times 1, because that's the size of the UI, comma 0, comma 0.06, comma 0. So now when we test this, right, let's do like a server test. Let me just like publish this real quick. Alright, so now we're gonna do like a local server test. Nah, this is kinda small to see. But if you look at our XP, it says 0 out of 100. And we don't have like any XP in the bar, right? So if we go to our player stats in the server, because it only updates through the server, so no one can just hack and have a local script like spam EXP so they can get the max level. It has to go through the server. And now let's just give ourselves 10 XP. See, 10 out of 100. If we do 100, then it makes us level 2. You see how we went up there and it added 200 to the max XP that we need to level up. So let's do 300, and that's level 3, and the XP needed is 500 now. And then let's do 500. You see 700. Let's do 700. I think I just said 700. That's strange. That's strange. Am I lagging? Yeah, I think I was lagging at that point. Let me do 900, just test this. There we go. Okay, I was just like lagging. But yeah, the XP is working. And if I look at my points, I have 75 points, which is 15 times 5 is 75. So the point system is working great, and the XP and the leveling. So now we just need to make a point display. So why are you lagging? Roblox Studio has just been treating me like crap recently, but it's all good though. Alright, we're gonna make another frame and stats. I'm gonna just duplicate strength, right? I'm gonna bring it down. Okay, make sure that as well. We're gonna remove the button, right? Because obviously we don't want the player adding points to their points, you know. And let's just resize this actual UI. Let's do like 200. That's about 200. Let's try to get to it. Yo. Let's do like 35. And then we're just gonna call it points display. Let's do like 60. This is like that. Let's rename this to points. Actually, I should make this smaller. 125 is fine. Let's do 65 for that, and then that for that. And then let's just put that in the middle, and bam, we got our points, right? And we're gonna go into stat behavior, right? And we're going to need to change a little bit of this up. Actually, do we? I don't think we need to. Because points is uppercase in the data store, and it's in the frame as well. And display should be the same thing as well. So yeah, this will work. So when I click test, since our data saved from the last time and I said we had 75, I should have 75 points in the point value. So I'm just let it load up. Okay, it didn't save like I wanted it to, so let me just test something real quick. Let me give it like 22,000 XP. Below 15 down. How many points we have? We have 210. Let me have this leave the game real quick. Should save data right here. But Roblox is being buggy right now. Oh my god. Roblox, come on, what are you doing? Alright, so it says data saved. Let me clear up real quick. Let me just publish that real quick. Start. And we'll wait like 10 minutes. Oh wait, no. Never mind, it wants to prove me wrong. Yeah, and if you see right here, it says we have 210 points, and we got more. We got points right there. So the point system is working, and our levels and XP that it saves, it's all working and good. Then we gotta add like point functionality. So, should we do like how many points we want? Or should it be like? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna think about this for a little bit. Sorry for the word cut. So, let me disable this real quick. I'm gonna do something like SL2, where like you click the plus and like a menu pops up and it tells you how many you want to put in. Or you just click like confirm. So in order to set that up, let's go to health. Let's right click, insert object, frame, and let's make the outline that. We're gonna line this up to about that, and let's do like 140 maybe. And I'll make sure they don't overlap, so when you click on it, blah blah blah, it goes away and stuff like that. I'm gonna call this point handler. Yeah, I guess point handler. Alright, then we're gonna right click on it. We're gonna insert a text box is where we're gonna be able to write it in, like the amount in. Oh my god, let me move this over a little bit. We're gonna need a text box, we're gonna need a text label, and we're gonna need a text button. So it's gonna need all three of these, right? So text label, actually, what is this? We're just gonna name it label, and then we're gonna make the font sci-fi. We're gonna scale the text. We're gonna do amounts, right? Let me just like resize this. Like that. Like this, like that. Make sure the outlines for all of them are 0. I'm gonna make this transparent. This will be the confirmation button. So I'm gonna just make this the same size as that. I'm gonna call it confirm. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Confirm. And then we're gonna make sure the font is sci-fi. And then confirm. And then we're gonna do that. Let's lower this a little bit. And then the text box name will be amounts, right? Let me just make sure I actually put it the correct size so it can scale. So I'll do that. This don't need a background. That needs a background. This don't need a background. Honestly, all of them don't. Make this like that. And then amounts text being sci-fi and amounts. I'm gonna scale it. So yeah, when you can type in there and be like 100, etc. So we have that, right? Now what I want to do is I want to go into stat behavior, and you see how we have this loop. I'm going to continually use this loop, right? I'm going to use a debounce. So I'm going to false. This will just make sure we can keep track of if it's opened or not, if one of them are opened. Local current handler is equal to nil. Alright, so we're gonna do local, so we have to find point handler, not pointer, point handler is equal to current stat find first child, because not all of the frames in the stat frame is gonna have this point handler. Like the points frame right here is not gonna have it, so we're gonna use find first child and then if statement. That if point handler then. So let me just drink some water. Alright, so we have if point handler. So if we can find it, then we want to set, well, we want to check this. If Actually, let's click that. Let's copy that real quick. Let's keep that right there. We're gonna do local button, which is the button inside the frames. We're gonna do the same thing we did here, but for the button. So btn, if btn or button, then right, then we want to put this inside of this if statement. So if the button is here, then we want to do button dot mouse click 1 or mouse button 1 click. I believe it's mouse button 1 click because this is a text button. Right, yep, text button. Let me just look at object view. Text button. Mouse button 1 click. Yep. Colon connect. Function. And then we want to drag this or just copy and paste it inside of here. Oh yeah, here's a neat trick. If you select a group of code, right, hold Alt and use the up and down arrows, you can reposition it to wherever you need to. So that's just like a little secret hint. Point handler. Alright, so now since we found the point handler, we gotta check if current handler is equal to nil. So if current handler, which will be like the current like pop-up that pops up, whether it be like this one or that one or that one or that one, is equal to nil, then current handler is equal to point handler. Current handler dot visible is equal to true. And we're gonna need an else statement. So else if it's not equal to nil, if current handler is not equal to nil, and current handler is not equal to point handler, then it will set current handler visibility to false, and then it will change current handler as equal to point handler, and then set the new one to true. Sorry for the word cut. Okay, so it sets the already opened one to false, and then it makes the new one the current one, and it sets it to true, right? So is equal to nil. Right. And let's just do an else statement. So if current handler is equal to the point handler, then now we should do else if current handler is equal to point handler, then, and then it's just gonna do this, right? But instead of making the current handler the point handler, it's just gonna set it back to nil. So now what we can do is we can copy point handler and we can paste it inside of the other frames, and they're gonna like go relative to like the position they're at. So just do that. Then we're gonna open all of them up, turn each one's visibility to false, and then we can test it, right? So we click this plus, that pops up. If you click it again, it goes away. If I click this plus and now I want to click this one, then it's going to pop up and that one goes away. We can do the same, we can click it again and it goes away, and blah. It just makes sure that it's consistent through whichever value that we want to change and add to and stuff like that, if that makes sense. Alright, so now we need to set up a remote event. So in replicated storage, right click, add a remote event, and we're gonna call this points. This will handle like the point function for all of the point handlers, right? So in server script service, we want to right click, make a regular script. We're gonna call this point underscore behavior. So this will be like all of the points, handling like all of the points and stuff like that. Alright, now we want to go to the local script. We want to reference replicated storage, which is, I'm going to name it RP to get a game service, replicated storage, local points, not pints, points is equal to RP, wait for child, points, and then we want to copy these two lines, paste it over here, and then we want to do points dot on server event colon connect function. Player is always the first parameter, and then in the second parameter we want to name it type of stat, right? Or the name of stat. Name of stat sounds better. So this will be the stat that we'll be adding the points to, and we also want the amounts. So we're gonna have the name of the stat and the amounts, right? We want to go back, we can copy player stats and paste it right here so we get all of our stats, right? Then we want to do local current stat is equal to player stats find first child, and then instead of a string we're going to do name of stat. So this is interchangeable no matter which stat you're trying to add to. And then we're going to do an if statement so we can catch an error if it occurs. So if current stat, then we want to do current stat dot value is equal to current stat dot value plus amount. So how many we're gonna add it to, or like the amount of points we're gonna add into that stat, right? So we go to stat behavior. We have this functionality. What we want to do is under it, I'm gonna look for. So if I go to health point handler, we want to look for the amount which is inside of that, the point handler. So we're gonna amount is equal to point handler find first child amount, and local confirm is equal to point handler find first child confirm, right? So this will handle pop-ups, like the pop-up UI. This will handle point distribution. So we find those, right? What we want to do is I don't want to do this. So we want to check amount, right? So if amount dot text is not equal to that, or amount dot text is not equal to nil, then so the amount is not like empty, then we need to actually get a few things of this. Yeah, let's do that. So in the player stats, right, we want to reference our points that's inside the player stats, right? For child points, or I can actually do it in here. Let's try in the server script just so it's just like more security. So what we want to do is confirm dot mouse button one click colon connect function. Sorry about the word cut. So we got the confirm button. It's like your confirmation and stuff. And we can just send. So we can just fire the remotes, which is points. I think it's points. Yeah, points. Fire server. And we need to send amount dot text, right? Now we're gonna need to do something about the text. We're gonna need to turn it into a number. So instead of amount, I believe to number is that, and I think that's how we do it. It's to number. And let me just, I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna copy this. If amount, actually, let's get our points real quick. So points, make sure the remote is lowercase and the points folder is uppercase, so we can have like different pathways and different variables, so it's not like intertwined with two different things. And then we're going to do clear stats, delete for child points. So now we need to compare the points. So if amount is not equal to empty string, or amount is not equal to nil, then it can continue. And then what we want to do is check if we have the amount of points needed to do it. So if amount, well, to number amount, and actually, can we actually check and see if this actual number? I'll test it out. I'll test it out. Yeah, I can already see problems if somebody types a letter in. If amount to number is less than, actually no, if points dot value is greater than or equal to number amounts, then it will subtract the points value. That value is equal to points dot value minus to number, and it will add that into the current stat value. So I'm gonna go to stat behavior, and remember we need the stat of the name of the stat. So we're gonna put a comma in front of amount.text, and we're gonna do current stats. So current stats dot name. So just so I can check this real quick, do player one test server. Well, let me just test. Bam. So in health, right? Let's see. I want to put 100 points in. Click confirm, and it did not fire. What's the problem? I do not know what is causing this problem. Let me do an if statement. If amount and confirm, then print adding points. So let me just do like mouse button one click, colon connect function, points fire server, current stat name, and let me just print current stat dot name and amount dot text. Right. I click play. We're gonna do this locally real quick, just on like a regular test server or whatever. And now we got the base stats. Let me give myself XP by going to the server. XP, let's do 22. Let's do 11,000. And then we go back. It actually did not give us our point. I think it gave us our points, but it didn't update the UI. Let me check that. Yeah, it gave us our points. It didn't update the UI. Hold up. So in UI handler, right? Need points as well. Actually, not in the UI handler. In the stat behavior. Or no, I need something to update this currently. Sorry for the weird cut. So in the stats behavior, right? Since we have the for loop, we want to reference run service, which will allow us to update the UI constantly. So we're gonna do run service. You're gonna get service, run service. I'm gonna scroll down, run service dot heartbeat, colon connect function. Right, we have heartbeat. Then we want to like save this. This makes sense. Well, not save it, but copy it like that. We're gonna update the display text to the types value. So I click start now. I believe it should constantly update it. So let me just do that test. Sorry for the weird cut. So it's finally loaded. I'm gonna go to player stats. I'm gonna just update the health. So that's set this to 200. Yeah, I made it updates, and the points are updated as well. Let's give ourselves like 100,000 XP, and it updates our points and XP. You know what I'm saying? So it works like we needed it to right there. And that's just in the stat behavior under all of this. So now we're gonna test like giving the points to the different stats to see if this works. It's just a better trial and error for coding. No, you live your life. And if it doesn't work, try to learn why it doesn't work. Learn from it, and there you'll grow. Alright, back. Alright, so we're gonna test this amount. Let's do 100. Confirm. And it took away the points and put them in the stat system. So yeah, it worked. And it won't go through if you have more points than needed. So let's do like 10. 10. I believe if we do like words, it's gonna give us an error. Yeah, it gives us an error. Let's do 0. Compare near with number. Yep. So yeah, oh, I know what I can do. So it still works, you know, everything still works. What I can do is if to number amounts. So if the number can be, the text can be turned into a number, then it will work. Just make sure that's good. And no, this is a new feature in Roblox. So say some people like to do their scripts like this. I don't know why, it's just not readable, at least to my knowledge. For me, if you click format selection and instead of format selection, click format document, it automatically formats it into a nice clean code that's visible. So this is gonna check and see if this can be turned into a number or not. So if we test again, we're probably gonna need more XP to get more points because the data saves, or maybe it didn't save because I just like terminated it. This is all gonna get cut out, but oh yeah, alright, it didn't save. Yeah, that's what I thought. So now if we are in here, yeah, this is the combat system we did in the other tutorial, the combat series tutorial before we did this. Let me just do like that. Bam. No errors, and to make sure you can't do the letters. But if I do 210, it's gonna take all my points and do that. And then if I leave, it's gonna do that. Saves the data. I'm gonna clean up. Now let me publish. And I'm gonna start the server again. And I think I found another bug, but I'm gonna take a look at that again real quick. And actually, no, not really a bug. I didn't code something correctly. Alright, we're back. Yeah, so that was working. I need to check a bug. So let me give me some more XP. Let's do like 20,000. I got 75 points, right? When I put 75, let's just do like 50 into it. Look at my HP, how it says 310 is synced up. If I click that, it's 360, but it didn't update my actual like HP. So what we're gonna do is we're going to, I believe it's a server script that handles it. Oh wait, I'm done. I just made the script. What the heck? And so what we want to do is reference the character of the player. Player dot character local, and then we want to reference the humanoid. So the character. Wait for child. Humanoid. So then what we want to do is want to check something. So I'm gonna do an if statement down here. Well, not down here, but right here. So if current stat dot name is equal to health, or actually name of stat actually. Name of stat is equal to health. Then humanoid dot max health is equal to current stats dot value. And since we already set it right here, and actually I'm gonna put this in the if statement right here so it can just stay consistent with all of the if statements running. Then if we just publish, we published, we're gonna start a test server. Now that we're back, I didn't save the data like I did last, so we're gonna do, it's gonna give me some XP. We got 300 points, and we're paying attention to the health that we got. We're at 310. If I give myself another 300, I'm gonna be at 610. And we wanna make sure, like, if you want your like health to like go to max health as soon as you level up, like some games do it. Like when you level up, you go back to max health. And other games keep your current health, like I just did, but it levels up your max health. Then that's you. I'ma just keep mine like that. But if you wanna do it, Let me clean this up. If you want to do it, just go into point behavior, and after it has to be after you've set the max health. So you would do humanoid dot health is equal to current stat dot value, and then it's gonna set your health to full and your max health to the new value of health that you have. So this will conclude to part. This is part 3. Yeah, part 3 of stats and levels. Part 4 will deal with NPCs. So like I'm just gonna make like random like training dummies, and if you like kill the dummy, then it gives you points and levels, well levels or XP or whatever. You can also do like have like the dummies give you points as well, but that's up to you. You could probably specify the points as well if you want to do that, but that's just me. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like, sub, share. Let me know in the comments what you want to see like next. If you want to, some people want to see a continuation of the combat series, so I'm gonna do a sword combat tutorial probably after. You'll probably get this video, like, so you'll get part 2 first, then part 3, which is this. Then you'll probably get raycast projectiles, a blender tutorial, and probably stands remastered part 1, and then I'll do, and actually yeah, and then I'll do sword combat part 1 after, at least after the blender tutorial. But yeah, I think we hit 7K, I believe. That's freaking crazy, man. Just like 7K, we're just growing. If we hit 10K, I think I said this in part 2. If we hit 10K, what would you like to see? Like, what would be like, cause like 10K is like a big milestone. So what would you guys like to see at like a 10K subscriber special? Could be almost anything, almost within reason, you know. Don't look. I'll count JoJo as reasonable. JoJo is reasonable. So if you want like a thing and like you demand it at 10K and it's a lot of y'all that actually want it, cause like I'll do a poll and all y'all want it, then I'll do JoJo. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.